Here we go. It's markets in the morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. And this is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart and the altcoin market. I'm guessing we'll probably take a look at the XRP price chart as well. We take a look over there at the United States stock market, which is set to open up in 1 minute, which is going to rip to the upside at the opening because we got positive CPI data come out about an hour ago. We'll take a look over there at the US dollar currency index, or the DXY, which is shifting down finally. And then we'll look over there at precious metals like gold, and then wrap the whole thing up with taking a peek over there at any type of financial news that's going on, any type of crypto news that is going on, and then, of course, hanging out in the chat. So we try to keep Markets in the Morning at about an hour. I'm going to do my absolute best to try to do that. I appreciate you all tuning in so much. We got a lot going on, so where do we start? I think we clearly start right here.
It is Wednesday, my dude. It is Wednesday, my
All right, enough horsing around. Let's get serious up in here. No, all right, let's take a look. All right, we got crypto up here. We got Bitcoin sitting at $98,771 as the United States stock market just opened 1 minute ago as I was goofing off playing the frog. We've got XRP sitting up there at $2.84. So we're back near the height of where we got back to in early December. Got really, really close. If you look at the market cap of XRP, it actually just barely poked a little bit up there. So we'll take a closer look at all that, and I'm sure we'll talk about all that kind of stuff today. We just got CPI data to come out, so that is why the markets are ripping to the upside at the opening here. You can see the Russell 2000's up 51 points, which is 2.31%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 573 points. The NASDAQ is up 334 points, and the S&P is up 84 points. So everything's up about everything is up about 1.5% at the opening this morning, except for the Russell, which is up 2.34% based on CPI reading beatings. Core CPI came in at 3.2% with an expectation of 3.3%, with month over month being 0.2% and an expectation of 0.3%. So it was a beat. Standard CPI came in at 0.4%, meeting expectations, and then year over year came in at 2.9%, beating expectations. So if you kind of look back on how things have gone for the last 3 or 4 months, a couple of months there where we were missing and exceeding inflation expectations, last couple of months kind of meeting inflation expectations, and then now beating. And then if you kind of look forward and you look at the year-over-year calculation, especially for the core CPI, the next 3 readings for core CPI on the month-over-month are 0.4%. So do the math. If you put in a couple of 0.2s or something like that for the next 3 months, you're going to drop core to 2.6. So probably forward-looking, thinking, hey, look, we're going to see core get down to 2.6. Maybe the Fed won't be as hawkish as they've been these last couple of moments or last couple of meetings that they've had in there. So we'll see. This 2-month yield has been really the guidance on telling us whether or not the Fed is going to cut. Of course, we have the CME futures where they, tell us what the market is pricing in. We have 14 days until the next Fed meeting. It's currently still pricing in a 97% probability that the Fed will remain paused. However, we'll keep our eyes on this. That 2-month yield has really been the one to accurately tell you exactly how much they are going to cut when it comes during the pause, during the cuts, exactly how much it is. So right now it still sits right there, still saying it's still just a pause. But as 14 days pass by, a lot of things can end up happening. As for the DXY, or the US dollar currency index, I talked about this in the last video. getting all the way back up to that 702 retracement, but crypto held up really well, right? As we got back to the 702 retracement, what's happening over there on the total market cap of crypto? It's just over here back testing the 2021 all-time high right as the DXY hits that 702 retracement. So was that good enough? I sure hope so. But otherwise, good to see that stuff happening in there. So little bit of divergence happening here on indicators. I'm not sure how well I've never really paid too close of attention on the indicators on the DXY, but back to retracements, pretty hard whack right in there. And then finally losing steam and now definitely going the other way. So hopefully that's it for the DXY, and that's the turnaround that we do need to end up seeing that big leg come in here for crypto. So good stuff happening there. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, I published a newsletter this morning. So that was published there about an hour ago over at blockchainbacker.substack.com. The dawn of change in 2025, crypto's inflection point, 2025 market dynamics, key developer and user activity players, leaders, and AI agent phenomenon. As we all know, by the time the next newsletter comes out, we will have a new president. Gary Gensler will no longer be the SEC chairman. He will be goodbye. Not only that, by the next newsletter, but by the next time we have markets in the morning, Gary Gensler will be gone and Donald Trump will be president. So we'll be coming on live next Wednesday. And when that happens, Trump will be president the day before. So we'll see how markets react to that coming. What if the market has always wondered, will it really happen? Will it really happen? Next Tuesday. All right. Where else do we want to go here? Let's go back over here and look at the United States stock market. Of course, we got all these things, right? This market has been different than past ones. Historically, typically when we do get through the election, we tend to see the Russell 2000 go into actual breakout. This time has been different. We did not get a breakout there. We know the 4.236 extension of like great financial crisis, it still sits a little bit higher. In my mind, that's just kind of the bet that I'm placing, that I think, like we're still heading there. And that's why these things look different, that this is more of a rotational top. So like we could go set a new high, the market goes crazy, they think everything's great, but that may be kind of the conclusion of it in there. Either way, that type of move, of course, would totally corroborate there being a big old leg like this over here in the cryptocurrency market at the exact same time. And well, of course, for XRP, what are we looking at? We're trying to get to a 4.236 extension over here on the market cap, which of course is in all-time highs. Now, one thing that's interesting about XRP as well, if it does actually close the day here, so let's take a look at this. I don't know if it will. So XRP's got its own thing going on today, right? If you don't know, the SEC is supposed to file some appeal stuff today. So we'll see how the market reacts to that event occurring in here. But if you were to close here, let's put it right there. Let's say that you closed the day right there. That would be the highest daily close in history. So we will see if we end up getting it today, if we get the highest close ever. So I don't know. Was the last one capable of doing it? Let's take a look here. Did this get the highest close in history? No, it did not. There was one day that was higher than what we had back on December 2nd. So today, if we can close the price above 275, we'll say 270. It's 276. If you close above 276 today, you'll have the highest daily close in history for XRP. So that's something to kind of look forward to. And of course, we just kind of need to get through today's events. So I'm not the resource you should come to kind of get filled in on everything going on the regulatory front and what all of it means. There's plenty of content out there that can help cover that for you. But they're supposed to file appeal documents today. The SEC is supposed to. So we'll wait for that to come out. We'll see how the market responds. But of course, as we all know, this has just been the structure that we've been watching over here on XRP for the last couple of weeks. Hello, BC Barker. And of course, price has worked its way back up to the levels that we've been hoping for. We're back up here near the high. I've been, of course, playing the idea, do we have another bull flag? Do we have to make a very indecisive on how price has to react from here. I showed examples of like the Dow Jones Industrial Average, how we do these bull tap or these double taps on the previous high. then you do your bull flags, right? And then you finally go into your major breakout after you do your bull flags. But there is inconsistency on like the height at which these can occur at. And like on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, you could still like go take out this height over here, right? And then do your bull flag from up in here. There's like, I don't find any hard consistency to say, hey, look, the first bull flag's got to happen from the 50% retracement. And then the second one has to happen from the 786, or it has to happen from exactly at the all-time high. I can find lots of various different ones, and they all kind of happen from the same level. So I have to kind of like go into it with still a little bit of like that's big picture stuff I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for big picture stuff that there's some major break to eventually come in here, and it's going to be epic and glorious and absolutely wonderful. But managing my emotions, and especially coming on here onto the YouTube channel to say it's happening today, right? Or it's happening tomorrow, right? We've like last week we were talking about, we're like, hey man, we could maybe get up to the $3 next week. Well, here we are next week. We've already hit 290, right? Could it still hit 3? And then bull flag from there? It could. So I just kind of have to, I wish I could come on here and just have like unwavering certainty to say a bull flag has to show up right here, or a bull flag has to show up from right in here. My confidence and my conviction and the way I've placed my bets is that we do have a big move. But just the thing is, now at this point, with where we're at, do we flag out here? And maybe we do. And but if we see some like confluence factor of like a real breakout happening in various aspects of the market at the exact same time, then we'll kind of address that at the minute and say, I don't think so. I think we're on our way. So it's exciting. We're back at the highs. We've clearly touched our first little support level in here, and then the market ricocheted with positive news happening, right? So that's kind of the break that just happened for XRP here last night, this morning. If you weren't watching, of course, I'm up here. I'm on the computer. Many times I'm on the computer at 3:30 in the morning. So my internal clock goes off at about 3:15. I'll be in here at 3:30. At the latest, I'm in here at 4:30. So I don't remember what time this was at, but I was watching this happen live this morning when it was still dark outside. And then, of course, CPI data comes out over here and shoots its way back up. So confluence of having that pre-morning kind of back test happen, and then the CPI data, we'll see. Again, like from a catalyst perspective, what is something you can look at? I think there's like some big event to happen today with the SEC and with Ripple. And we'll see how that ends up going. And if that ends up being our catalyst to propel it out, or if we finally start kind of flagging out in here. So what could flagging out kind of look like? Well, just kind of being like this, right? Like, getting back to the high, there's still kind of being one more struggle to come out in here to have to pull back down into here to then eventually go for the bigger break. And I think any of those are valid. I don't have the conviction to tell you one way or another which way that's going to end up playing out. Conviction is that this is eventually going to do something along those lines. It's just in this particular phase. Do we flag? Do we pull? I'm not really sure today. So, but overall, bigger picture, LFG. So, okay, moving over here to XRP versus Bitcoin price chart. Again, this is that picture too, and this still provides that confluence that I'm looking at when it comes to my personal targets. $8, $9, $10, $11 is the area that I'm looking at. That XRP could make its way up into these areas right in here for XRP versus Bitcoin. The confluence of that places the price there at around $8, $9, $10, $11 as well. We've looked at this from a Wyckoff accumulation standpoint in here. I've got BNB as your example from last year. No, not last year. Jesus, 2 years ago, 2023, right? Then we go into spring phase, moves its way back up, right? So this is your automatic rally and your secondary test, your creek. Boom, spring happening in here. Then we move our way back up to the creek, right? That's what we've got going on in here on XRP. Still, there's just that push coming, and we're just kind of waiting for it. And that's the breakout. And I think that's the thing we'll be looking for, to be like confluence of saying, hey, look, this seems like it's ready to actually go, and it's not going to just flag out in here like we saw in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. If we can actually end up seeing something happen over here, for XRP versus Bitcoin, and an actual break happen here above these levels, and to take that out, and then the real march really starts to kind of get going. So overall, still that big picture on XRP looks fantastic. We're all just kind of in that waiting game right now on the various different things that can happen while you're right here, while you're trying to wait for that big break. And I think we will see some type of confluence emerge from the market that will be everywhere and not just XRP. And I have continued with that same messaging since XRP was 40 cents, being like, it's going to happen with the rest of the market. It always does. There's no flip the switch. It's all one big market movement that's happening all together. We will likely see something occurring over here in the total market cap and the total altcoin market cap at the exact same time. But again, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're not far away from it showing up. So it could show up at any moment. And maybe we can get lucky with the catalyst today and it not be a negative catalyst, but it actually end up being positive. One of the things I get asked about a lot, of course, is Ethereum. What's going on with Ethereum? What could possibly be occurring? Well, you can kind of look at the market structure, and one of these things we've talked about is kind of like referring to this of like Bitcoin back in 2017. If you remember in 2021, on what my thoughts of the top were like when it came to like Bitcoin, my thoughts were, we'll set one peak, we'll set this, and then that's the end of the Bitcoin bull run. That's how it'll conclude. And we got the exact same thing that happened over here for Ethereum. But to kind of see that perspective of that in here, you can kind of look at it through this lens. Like this was the thought of how Bitcoin would end, which it did, right? Very similar. So did Ethereum. It's really how it came to a conclusion, is that it gives itself one push and then boom, that's the end of the market in November of 2021. Then we go off into the torture chamber that we've been in for Ethereum ever since then. But it's actually real normal to do this type of structure after you do something like that, where you actually do. If you remember, I was kind of giving it a hard time on people thinking that this was a head and shoulders breakdown. I thought a lot. So one of the first charts you ever learn, or one of the first structures you ever learn when you start looking at charts, is head and shoulders. It's just like, and the problem with looking for that is you're going to spot it everywhere. You're going to see it everywhere you look. Oh, this is a head and shoulders. Oh, that's a head and shoulders. Like, ooh, I see a head and shoulders right here. Look at this. There's your shoulder. There's your head. There's your shoulder. I see one everywhere. You're just going to, or you're going to be like right here, right? You're going to be like, oh, look, I see a shoulder. I see a head. I see a shoulder. It's going to break down. It's over. The problem with head and shoulders is that you just are going to spot them everywhere. And so, this was all over Twitter yesterday, or this whole past week, that this was a head and shoulders. I didn't think that it was going to end up being one. But where am I going with that? I do actually think this is one over here for Ethereum. So that actually that actually is what you end up having happen over here, is that you build somewhat of a head and shoulders in here after shooting back up into the range. And well, you could see where we're kind of at, kind of building out that last shoulder before things can shoot their way up to the upside. So I think it's still kind of a patience game over here on Ethereum, but I think this adds that additional confluence on everything else that we're looking at, right? Like, do you think XRP is going to go into a major bull run on its own without the rest of the cryptocurrency market? No, I don't. I think it's going to be everybody going at the same time, right? Do you think Total could do that? Yeah, I think Total could do something like that. And well, is Ethereum making a structure that looks like it would go into an expansion at the same time? I think so. So, we talk about XRP a lot. Of course, that's my biggest holding. At this point, it's over 50% of my entire crypto bag. But I own a lot of stuff. I own Ethereum too, and I look at this and I'm optimistic for this. And this tells me big picture why should I be thinking XRP can go, right? And like that's one of the things I've been trying to build with you guys too, and like the last discussions and in the last videos. It's like, we can sit here and fantasize about XRP building these types of things and doing their own things, but you have to kind of have the confluence at the same time that these things are happening on the charts, right? Like, where do you get double tap, bull flag, breakout, backtest, V bottoms happening from? Well, they happen on top of previous highs, right? So do we match that condition? Yes. And it's like, okay, well, also, it's not going to do this thing if the rest of the market isn't going to do it. So what's the rest of the market doing? Oh, well, it's backtesting its previous all-time high too. And one of those things too is, hey, look, do we tend to do this stuff without Ethereum? Do we tend to have a market that isn't having Ethereum participate? No, not usually. Ethereum is usually going to be a major contributor to the market. Is Ethereum setting up structurally of what would happen to go into a bull? Looks like it to me. So, the confluence of stacking all of them on top of each other, I'm optimistic that not only for XRP, but for the rest of the market. And to be optimistic for the rest of the market is optimistic for XRP because they all go hand in hand. Man, I'm talking fast today. It's like I drank like 5 cups of coffee and I've had none. All right, looking over here at the safety trade dominance. So safety trade, I think because I'm trying to get through this thing in an hour, and I know that we still have a lot more to do, then we're going to hop into the chat, and that'll go on for a little while. So trying to get through this in an hour and covering a lot at the exact same time with, of course, a lot of price action over there in the stock market. Dow Jones up over 700 points today. It's NASDAQ over 400. Okay. Safety trade dominance, right? So looking at this last time, right? How did this thing end up playing out in here, right? This is kind of the same area we just kind of stalled out at, right? And there you go. You're getting really close to what could potentially be that moment for something like that to eventually show up here throughout the market, which of course would be at the exact same time as XRP. So I don't see anything in here that's sounding the alarms yet. If anything, it's kind of saying, hey, we might be really, really, really close. So, okay, there you go. Safety trade dominance. DXY, of course, that's a big thing, right? This is intriguing due to it getting back to the retracement levels and the price action that it's doing. We've been looking for this thing to calm down. If there's a place for it to do it, we've gotten to it, and then you have the actual confluence of the events occurring of getting back to the previous high at the exact day. That's the day the DXY gets to the 702. And then, of course, the positive data and the positive market reactions in macro markets today are just good. Gold, not a lot to say about gold. Still just meandering around out there, doing nothing. It, of course, peaked back there late October, right before the election. And then, of course, crypto's rallied ever since then. And then now we're just kind of chilling. Both of them kind of been chilling. Who's going to be the winner? Again, we've already talked about the yields in here. We've already talked about that. Now we're diving into news. How fun. Core inflation rate slows to 3.2% in December, less than expected. Dow futures surged more than 600 points after encouraging inflation report. Strong bank earnings. The 10-year Treasury yield pulls back aggressively after core inflation is light in December. JP Morgan Chase posts record profit as the bank's massive scale pays off. Citigroup swings to fourth quarter profit, tops estimates on investment banking strength. Cool story, bro. Unexpected decline in core CPI sends Bitcoin price higher. What will happen to crypto in 2025? Corporate Bitcoin adoption forges ahead as more listed firms ride the wave. Analysis, prediction markets have a gambling problem. Bitcoin caught up in a macro-driven sell-off. May fall further. Standard Chartered. Durabit CEO confirms strategic investment inquiries, rules out takeover report. Dogecoin XRP lead crypto rebound. Bitcoin tops 96K as traders await key inflation data. So you can tell a lot of the stuff was written before the pop. That just happened here. All right. Tether files a lawsuit against Swan Bitcoin over joint venture dispute. Man, that's Swan Bitcoin, huh? They are in... They're constantly in negative hot water stuff. All right. CryptoPunks NFT floor price spikes 13% on rumors of IP sale. Crypto market is not playing ball so far in 2025. Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, okay. So what does he say? Of course that. This has been 2025. How about now? Right. If you write that article 2 days ago, boy, it's outdated pretty quick. All right. There we go. Bitcoin reserves interest gains momentum across 5 continents. SEC sues Elon Musk, claiming disclosure failures with Twitter stock. I saw somebody post like Gary Gensler's Elon Musk is just like the SEC versus Ripple before Jay Clayton left, walking out the door. Here goes Gary Gensler tossing the middle finger to Elon Musk. These guys, man, huh? They're something. Ripple executives lash out at SEC's refusal to postpone the appeal filing, right? So that's what we're getting today. We're getting the appeal filing. Institutional crypto OTC volumes double in 2024 on Trump win and ETFs. Bitcoin could dip to 70K, but current price a good entry point. Funds trap. Okay. That's that Tom Lee. I do not understand why Tom Lee still gets airtime to this day. I mean, this dude was around in 2017 when I was in crypto. I remember very clearly, man. How crazy. I think he's just like he's tight with the people at CNBC, I think is what it is. A week after committing to free speech, Meta blocks decentralized competitor. MoonPay acquires Helio in a $175 million deal to expand crypto payment services. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your news. That is what is going on in crypto. You got positive CPI data. Markets are ripping after the market really kind of reached an extreme fear moment here just a couple of days ago. Like we talked about, I was like, I bet a lot of people are going to sell this neckline thinking it's a Head and Shoulders. Boom, rips back up. Let's go. Yeah, again, this range could be massively complicated for Bitcoin. But I'm optimistic for the altcoin market. We'll see if we can get a clearer read on Bitcoin in the coming days and weeks. But as for XRP, I think we've had a pretty clear read on this bad boy for the last couple of weeks. And hopefully, we're almost there. If you close here today, it'll be the all-time high daily close in history if you get it today. So fingers crossed. So, all right, guys, let me play the frog, and then we'll hop into the chat and hang out with you guys. And again, I appreciate all of you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Let's get it. If I could find it. There we go. I'm getting rusty, man. All right, there we go.
It is Wednesday, my dude. It is Wednesday, dudes.
Alrighty, there we gotta go. So, okay, I'm going to hop on into the chat now, you guys. I do always appreciate the super chats. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much for your support. One thing I do ask you refrain from doing is super chatting and requesting coverage of some particular altcoin. As you can see, there's over 4,000 people here in the chat. It happens all the time. Somebody's like, here's $1.99. Can you cover my coin? And it's rude to everybody to have to do that. And then I'm being rude to you by not being like, no, thanks for the $1.99, right? So if you would, please don't even give $100 asking for a coin. I mean, if you want to give $100, I mean, I'm not mad, but like, don't regret, don't have an expectation of an altcoin coverage, because I'm not going to do it, even if you do. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to hop on into the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's see what's going on. Guarab Gulati says, so excited that I found you years ago. I love the community, and it's all because of you, BCB. Thank you. You really do have our back. Well, right now is a nice time, because now is like where the fruits of all the hard labor are getting to pay off. And like you go through the incredible difficult time and persevere through the incredible difficult time for years on end. And it just feels like it's never going to end, but you have to kind of keep checking forward, knowing that things will turn their way around. And right now is a great time, but it's part of the game. We go through a lot of that stuff, but I appreciate it. Captain Logic, new member, welcome. Jim, member for 13 months, says, thanks, BCB, you're the man. Thank you, Jim. Right over a year, man. Red Baron, hey, BCB, question, what would be the conditions of invalidating a rotational top and concluding it may be an expansionary top if Bitcoin goes past all retracement levels? Yeah, see, Bitcoin, having a super clear read on what Bitcoin's doing right here is very difficult for me right now, because I could imagine this still just kind of being a distribution range, right? And if it's a distribution range, it would be really hard to read. Maybe it just ends up being like one of these things all over again, making it kind of hard to read in here. And that's kind of why it's so difficult right now. But like even on Bitcoin, on, something like this, like these are difficult, to recognize is the distribution ranges when they're happening early on, and they have to kind of get more developed. So I think I'm just going to have to see more price action to have extreme confidence on Bitcoin in general. But I just wouldn't be surprised too if this is a distribution range, or I'm totally getting wrong-footed on that idea, and that this whole thing in here is just one of these things again, right? It could logically make sense that it could be one of those due to the things that we're seeing in the altcoin market. Is Bitcoin just going to chill and the altcoin market's going to rip on its own? It could happen. That happens at tops all the times. But it just wouldn't surprise me here either. But for a percentage perspective, like, do I own Bitcoin? Yeah, I own Bitcoin. But am I like, I'm going to get rich on Bitcoin? No, absolutely not. Like, even if it rips 100%, who cares, right? And I don't think it'll rip 100%. But, there's a lot of other signs just in general in major markets that just got to leave some concern to say you're playing in a different game. And I think that's kind of been the thing we've continued to say is like, this time is different. And it's not that you can just continue. It's going to be, if we use the exact same formula from every time, it's just not the same formula from every time. It's been a different market. And the behavior that we've seen already is very different. No time in any of Bitcoin's 4-year cycles have you been like this. This is different. So we're all going to be making our own guess in this, right? So if we could just sit here and say, look, this is what happens every time, do it this way because this is how it always happens. I think we've had to acknowledge it's going to be different. And like, we spent the whole last year saying this time is different. And then we get the evidence that it is actually different in here right now. So, we're all gonna be making our own guesses. When I'm exiting this market, I've already kind of outlined my plan, right? It's not like I make a 100% exit, but I'm going to be taking big money off the table. It's just time. Look how high everything is. Like, we're ripping and roaring and dude, like, you go through 30, 40, 50 cent XRP for 6 years. You get $7, $8, $9, $10, $11. Hey man, I get to have a new truck finally, right? It becomes time. But still, I'm going to leave 35% in there, but I'm going to rebuild up like a gold and silver position, rebuild up a cash and treasury and high yield savings account thing, and just get things a whole lot more balanced than being so massively allocated to crypto. Kenji VT, I started with crypto in January of 2021. Woo. And it's been a rough ride. Thanks for always keeping it real and sharing honest insights. Love from Belgium. Kenji, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Yeah, and that's the story of most people as they enter into crypto. They come in when things are usually really exciting in markets and not when things are rough. So my heart's always with the people who have been here and really who went through all of this nasty stuff. This was... this is my heart's with these guys, but, this is the class of 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 crowd. We've just went through several years together, rough rides, but then there's the other crowd too that I've been with. And that's the crowd that's been through all this too, where we started with C19, right? And then we went through the SEC lawsuit, and then we went through a muffled bull here. So there's a group of people, and the people who end up making it are those people who get in down in here and buy down in here. But it's just the typical normal story of every entrant into crypto is that you finally come in when things are exciting and you're hearing stories of people making a lot of money. So they come pouring in at the top. And we see that in all types of data. And we see that in YouTube metric data. We see that in engagement on Twitter. You see that everywhere, that there is just the surge that happens when prices are up and people come into the market. And a lot of content gets put out there, promising that we're in 4-year cycles and this is year one, right? Like, we have 4 more years of this. Or 4-year cycles indicate that we're going to go till November, right? And then it might, what if it's not? What if it's February, March, or April? We're actually right here at the end of it, right? So it's just part of the entry to crypto. And then a lot of people will get washed out, right? Prices will fall 50, 60%. That'll wash the people out. And then there's the hardcore people who stick around and just keep buying it through the trenches and through the terror until things end up changing, turning themselves around. So I'm glad to see your success story. NASCAR Hernandez, vroom, vroom. Oh boy, we have a NASCAR Hernandez. And I got it, NASCAR. Hi, Dad. Market are crazy, but how are your fishies? My fishies are good. The fish are cool. Like, I got the big 75-gallon fish tank, and they're doing their own thing. But man, like the thing I've been gardening like crazy. The thing I'm really doing right now is like I'm working on fig cuttings. So like I bought a bunch of fig cuttings on the internet. I'm like trying to like root these figs in soil in my garage. My wife thinks I'm nuts. And I might have overdone it. I really might have. I have over 40 fig cuttings that are trying to root in my garage, which I don't know, that mathematically means 40 fig trees. I don't know how I'm going to do anything with 40 fig trees. But like, I'm like, hey, look, if I have a 50% success rate, I had to get, listen, lady, I had to get 40 because like half of them are not going to make it. They're going to die. They're going to fail. They're going to rot. It's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with 20 fig trees? Like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Leave me alone. Yeah, so I'm working on planting stuff. All right, Gator gifted 5 BCB memberships. Gator, my man, thank you. Julian Robbins, BCB, why did the banker change careers? He lost interest. All right, thank you. Dave Schwartzentruber gifted 5 BCB memberships. Brother, thank you. Thomas Campbell, did you know you're born with 4 kidneys as you grow older to become adult knees? Oh, boy. I hope you're listening in there. These are for her. These are not for me. All right. Thomas, thank you. XP Market member for 21 months. Could today be the day? Why are we on this big time frame here? There we go. She just came in and closed my door. I guess she didn't want to hear me. She's like, okay, I don't like what you're talking about in this live stream. Okay. Pray for me. I'm just kidding. She listens to every live stream. I know she's listening. All right. I've been here since 2020, says Tori Olison. First super chat. Wow. If we get past all-time high with XRP, how does resistance and corrections work? It could show up anywhere. Lots of different spots. So we'll be looking at fib extensions. We'll be looking at all that kind of stuff if we get up in there. And those are really just kind of our key levels to be looking for once you're in price discovery. And we'll see if they react there. BMGMD, member for 18 months. Just saying thanks for all that you do. BM, thank you. Shamera60, what are your thoughts on RLUSD as a safety trade? Thank you for everything you do. I mean, it's up to you. Like, I don't know. What's the market cap of RLUSD? Has it hit 100 million yet? I don't know. It's just whether or not you trust it. Do you think it's going to depeg? Like, it's up to you. It still hasn't established itself yet, right? I get it. Everybody loves it. It's associated with Ripple, but has it proven itself yet? That's the question. It's not for me. Hanging out and just chilling in stable coins aren't for me. I go to dollars. I pull it out. I'm not here for chilling in stables. Jungle Inc. Crypto. Just tosses the super chat and doesn't say anything. Me and Jungle are tight. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Octavian FX, hey BCB, what are your thoughts on the next cycle for Bitcoin and XRP? Business as usual, buying the bear after a 90%, or next time will be different? Well, yeah, my thoughts are this time is different, so next time is probably going to be different too. Again, why is it different? I'll make this really fast. It's just been standard breaks, right, of going into a big bubble, right? Break, bull run, break, bull run, break, bull run. If this isn't break, bull run, break, bull run, but instead there's a real trend change that ends up happening in here, I don't know how you expect Bitcoin to go into a massive bull run in that environment. And I don't rule that out as not being a possibility of happening in here for the longer term duration of crypto. Will I still own Bitcoin? Yeah, it's just going to be part of my investment portfolio. So we'll gold and silver, so we'll treasuries, so we'll dollars and high yield savings accounts, and that'll be part of my stuff. But you know, having full conviction, like now, where like a significant amount of my entire net worth of my whole life is in this, it'd be harder to have that strong of a conviction to continue doing that for me. Will I have allocation? Absolutely. Will I be this level? No. Martin, thank you, brother. Says, how do you think the story with Sailor and Master ends? Those types of things I would think probably don't end well, but you know, where he's at right now. So his cost basis is what, 60 something right now? So he's kind of okay. Like he's kind of okay. And then like if it gets another bigger leg up, well then he's probably pretty safe. Right? I mean, it makes logical sense that at some point Bitcoin probably comes down there during the next bear for Bitcoin. That's a logical level for it to end up getting down to, is down in here. But I don't think that's going to present any problem for Sailor. Right? What we'll have to see is what's happening with the stock market, and is it more like a real, legit super bubble pop happening for Bitcoin? But that's hard to think that far ahead right now. Hugh D says, do you think Bitcoin could have just put in the sign of weakness in phase B and be in the early stages of Wyckoff distribution? Possibly. Yeah, it's why it's hard for me to be real committal on this. Like I've kind of been, the term I've been intentionally been using for the last several times has been a complicated range, because I think it is a complicated range. Right, that if you're trying to look at it from the bullish picture, and you're wanting to create something that isn't just Wyckoff distribution ranging happening in here, I think your best analogy to use is just this thing, right? And that there's still another leg, and then that's it. But it's, you know, you go back and you kind of study ranges and how they can look in here. I mean, you can just get so much. Right. I mean, it can be really, really sloppy. And I don't see enough information in here for me to have strong conviction on outside of calling it a complicated range. I didn't think it was a head and shoulders breakdown happening in here when we're heading down in here. But I just wouldn't be surprised too for it to be more ranging at the same time. The surprise would be, you know, if it's like that, right? Like not for the total market cap. The surprise would just be, hey, Bitcoin wasn't really all that clear to me. But I could see what was going on over here in the total market cap. And is Bitcoin going to participate in that rally, or is that an isolated altcoin rally? And I know we all know to say, hey, oh wait, XRP is 291. Hold on. Dang it, let me finish that thought. And I know we all think to ourselves, no, altcoins can't do that. Of course, Bitcoin's going to go with it. Except at the end of markets. Except at the end of cycles, altcoins can do that without Bitcoin, right? So that's the only thing. XRP, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? $2.92, highest price in 7 years. I won't put it on the screen because we have to look at the chart, but you know, hold on.
It is Wednesday, my It is Wednesday.
Okay, there we go. I had to keep this on the chart. What are we at? What are we doing here? 292. New high. New cycle high. Oh no. Where's all my stuff? Okay, whew, thank goodness. I thought I lost all my stuff. $2.93 for XRP, everybody. Here we go. I'm gonna leave this on the what we got going on here, and then we'll just we'll continue doing the chats because I got to keep the thing moving. We're at 43 minutes. TG, member for 19 months. UOBCB. I've been trying to read the 4.236 extension on Pole. I've had to use CTP, and it shows 5.8,000% with fib from March high. Am I missing something? Pole. You talking Matic? I don't know what CTP is. CoinTrader Pro. Check the Matic chart. Use the Matic chart. Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me at all. 5.8,000% at all. Freedom All, cool beans. Thank you very much. Kush Patel, 7th of December 2024 to 20th December fib on total 3. Is it valid? What? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your question is, brother. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to move on. Oh, please convo on XRPing a meme and going above $11. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Carmadillo, can you tell us more about the safety trade dominance? Why is it called safety trade? I understand Bitcoin dominance, but not why is it called safety trade? Absolutely. So I call it the safety trade dominance. So I've been in crypto now for knocking on my 8th year in May. We'll be at 8 years. But back in 2018, 19, and 20, the market really just blew itself up, and Bitcoin dominance was the safety. Stablecoin market was only $1 billion at the time, and it was only USDT, and Tether was getting FUDed at all times. You think that Tether FUD is, well, we haven't had Tether FUD in quite a while, have we? But Tether FUD was rampant back then, and with it only being $1 billion, it was highly discussed as not being safe. So you had the options of either selling into Tether and then, selling and then getting it to like Coinbase, getting into dollars and getting it out of the market. Or what people would do is they would just go into Bitcoin. That was a safety place to be. Now, instead of that, the market really has developed over the years, and Ethereum maintained itself throughout all that time and maintained 20% dominance even throughout the entire bear. So, including Ethereum, and that's not what happened in 2018. Ethereum fell from like 26% to 6%. It was not a safe place to be. So with the growing dominance of stablecoins and the growing dominance of Ethereum also being a place to seek safety in, we've taken into account all three of them. And it's proven to be correct. It did a 702 retracement over here, and this has been the clean read, unlike Bitcoin's kind of slow waddle that's end up happening in there. And that's kind of the story that most Bitcoin dominance people won't tell you, is that it was the only place to go to. You couldn't go to cash in crypto back in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, unless if you went to Tether, which nobody trusted Tether back then. So there was no place to sit in cash and just chill. If we take into account cash as being the safety trade, which is stablecoins, and we take into account Ethereum, which is no longer doesn't trade like an altcoin. It's more slow. It's just kind of chilling. And we put all of them together. This kind of shows us the dominance of Bitcoin, Ethereum, plus the stable coins. And when this thing is crashing and crumbling, what's happening? The altcoin market is surging and ripping and roaring. So that is what the safety trade dominance is. You're not going to find this anywhere. You're going to have to type it in yourself. And that is Bitcoin.d plus F.d plus USDT.d plus USDC.d. And that is your safety trade. Back to XRP at $2.98. Are we going to watch this thing hit $3 live? We called it last week. We said we'll get to $3 this week. Are we going to do it? Have we already done it and I missed it? We got to 299.5. Come on. Does that count? Now we got to get to 3. BCB, the Frog King. Monster, you're like not following the rules, brother. You give a $2 super chat and you ask for an altcoin, brother. All right. Thank you. Happiest little place in the galaxy. BCB is a Frog King. 15 months. Thank you, brother. Mark C, do you agree with the crypto Twitter saying that Ethereum is done? No, absolutely not. What crypto Twitter is doing is capitulating. We've already covered Ethereum today. Have I lost my chart? There it is. There's Ethereum. Jonas Fugalis, thank you very much. The cake. Consetta, member for 12 months. Thank you very much. Consetta with the super chat. Thank you. Skeleton gifted 5 BCB memberships. And then Skeleton says, you changed my life. Thank you, Skeleton. I've seen you around for years. I appreciate it. Matt 2P, listened to every single day since 2020. First comment ever here. Thank you for everything, sir. My wife and I thank you an infinite amount. You're the best. We're finally buying a house. Dude, let's go, bro. It's always fun to see these because we've had another one today. So this is their first type super chat. If you want to see something kind of cool, to give you an idea of how many people are here and they're actually just lurking, to the people who lurk, I'm going to ask you to step out of your comfort zone. Okay? It's not going to take much effort on your part. but I want you to have the chat window open really quick here on the live stream. Okay? Just have the chat window open. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 3. Okay? And I just want you to type hi. That's all you got to do. Just let us know you're here. Just type hi. But not yet. Not yet. You got to wait. Okay? So go ahead and type it in there right now. H-I. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then you hit go. Okay? Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Watch this. There's people here. Look at that. Oh, no, you broke the chat. Oh, no. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi, all my lurkers. Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone and saying hello. Thank you. We're all here. There's 5,200 of us here. Boy, can you imagine if I was actually on a stage right now talking to 5,200 people? I'd be having a pure full-on heart attack. Otherwise, it's just a number on the screen. We're all good. Still just in this office. All right. Agent says, Agent wants the big one. He wants, give me that big target. Yeah. Agent says, I remember your old video showed a super extension scenario with the 0.236 fib on top of the XRP all-time high. Is that still possible? No, I definitely don't. I don't think so. Moses Benny, what do you think about the AI agent in DeFi AI category? Funny that you say that, because I literally just wrote about it. I just got done writing about it. I think, I mean, we're going to move to AI agents, right? It's that's coming. That stuff is coming. Faux show. AI agents are coming. They're here, but they'll, what they'll morph into will be the really interesting thing. It'll be interesting and scary at the same time. But in the crypto world of it, it certainly has a lot of the smell of it's just meme coin meta. So I've gone and I've hunted down, where are these meme coins, or where, that's what they kind of are. These agent AI coins, where are they getting listed at? And it's literally like the exact same formulas of meme coins, where they get listed and they rug pull, and it's all that same kind of stuff happening all over again. So I think people they've just kind of gotten tired of meme coins, and they've found kind of something new to kind of attach to a little bit. I think there's something there, but it's filled with a tremendous amount of froth, and I think we all know that. Anybody who's looked at it, it's just filled with a lot of froth, like meme coins are. As for DeFi AI, I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't know anything about it. Moses Benny, member, new. For those who don't, I'm just running out of time. I can't explain AI agents. Maybe another time. Read the newsletter. Moses, new member, welcome. Mark Brown, I've been in crypto since 2017, 2018. XRP run and watching you since the start. Never sold. Silly me. This time it's payday. Thank you for everything, BCB. Yes. There you go. Dude, here we go. We're going to see $3 today. I've always said I'm not releasing the short film until we get to a new all-time high. And so that's a weird feeling too, because if you haven't checked my Twitter, I went ahead and put out like another little teaser trailer for it. Man, we still have highs coming through here on the Twitter, on the chat. I put out another teaser for it over there on Twitter, but we built this thing a long time ago. We built this whole thing while XRP is hovering between 40 and 50 cents, and it was like, all right, we just put a year and a half worth of work into this thing. Now we just sit back and wait and see if we get an all-time high to be able to release it. And it's a weird thing that's potentially about to happen. It's a story. It's a 12-minute story of kind of what it was like to be one of us. In a theatrical storytelling kind of way, right? Fantasy kind of way. So that's emotional in itself too. Go to the gym, bro. Gifted 5 BCB memberships. Let's go. I was thinking, did you guys know? I'm going to tell you a secret. It's not a secret when you tell 5,500 people. There are times you guys are probably like, where's a BCB video? And I have a hard rule that I'm like, I have to go to the gym. And there are times where I'll finish recording a video, like be done editing it, and I'll be like, oh, I should release this. I could have it out in 10 minutes. But I'm like, no, I have to go to the gym. I'll go to the gym, come back an hour later, finish the last 5 minutes, and then release it. Because you got to go to the gym, bro. Especially with my lifestyle, right? It's a very sedentary lifestyle sitting here behind a computer all the time, right? If I don't go do that, I become a potato. All right, Marto Magic. Hey, BCB, in XRP previous triangle pattern, it hit the 1.618 on log scale. I don't do the log scale stuff. Wait, if you're doing log scale fibs, I don't do that stuff. I think it's nonsense. And topped out at 2.272. And if it hit the 1.618 from the 7-year triangle, it hit 26 USD. That's, I don't do any of the log scale fibs. I think you're going down a dangerous road with that stuff. I appreciate the super chat. Very kind, but I'm giving you a very strong opinion. It's how I feel. You asked, what do I thought? What are my thoughts? I don't like log-based fibs. I think it's a gimmick. You know, you may be able to find one example where it worked, but go find it consistently everywhere. It's very difficult. I remember it in 2021 when we got to the peak of 2021. This is the same stuff that happened. Some content creators out there were selling people the idea that we have to use these log-based fibs, and it just none of that came true. And it ended up being the linear fibs. Doesn't matter if you're looking at a chart on log or on linear. It doesn't change the placements of where a standard fib will place. When you start placing your log-based fibs, you're just being a goofball, in my opinion. You asked for my thoughts. There's the brutality. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. This would be DC. Boy, I don't know if I slaughtered that. Same here, man. I'm trying to root fig cuttings, and my wife thinks I've lost my brain. Any advice, BC Backer? You have to get my back this time. Yeah, okay. So for fig cuttings, I don't know, dude. I'm doing it for my first time. I'm just using a mixture of cocoa core and perlite. You know, I've got like these clear storage bins. I've got like 20. In one of them, I'm using like tree bags. And then in the other ones, I'm just using clear plastic cups. I've got them on a big heat mat. I don't know, dude. I think the hardest part I'm dealing with right now is I don't know when to water these things. Like, are you too dry? Are you too wet? I don't know. And I know that the biggest problem you can have here is that they can have root rot. So I'm learning too. But here's the best news. 3 of them budded today. And they've been in there for 16 days. So let's go. We get a nearly $3 XRP price and 3 fig rootings bud. Can't beat it. BKN, hey BCB, do you think XRP will create a second bull flag before the big break? I think it's really possible. But I don't know. I kind of showed the example of the Dow Jones Industrial Average earlier in the stream. Marto Magic, please look at the XRP 2007 trend. Okay, I already got that one. Oh no, this is the same one, but different, right? Marto Magic, right? Yeah, I don't use the log fibs, brother. LP, hey BCB, back in 2020, we were targeting 9 to 13 for XRP. It didn't happen. Now we have a much longer accumulation. How does this affect it? It's because this was just a big, giant, massive range of crash, retrace, reaccumulation. Just who would have imagined that the number 3 asset would do that? Not only that, 80% of the cryptocurrency market did that, which was unusual from all markets. But it doesn't change the fact that that's a crash, retrace, reaccumulation, and that this would be a wave 4 triangle consolidation. So go study Elliott wave theory. Go study Elliott wave triangles of ABCDEs. We've covered that a lot. These target 4.236 extensions. And so I've shown you that with Ethereum and stuff like that too. Maybe this is just what it took to be able to get to like $500 billion. Maybe it takes 7 years for something like this to consolidate and be able to get enough juice to do the 4.236 extension. And I understand, the closer you get there, oh, dang, come on. Okay. Come on, man. Catch it live. I understand that the higher we get, everybody's going to want to hear higher numbers because it's just not sexy anymore. It's not sexy to talk like 100% from right here, right? It's much sexier when we're talking about $20, $30, $5.89, right? 10, this isn't sexy anymore. And I understand that, but it's just not going to change my thoughts. Monster Trading said, hey, BCB, what's your max target for Ethereum? It's so difficult, man. I'm struggling with Ethereum. Okay, yeah, sorry, I can't keep doing that. Right, just like in an environment like this, if you want to use a range, like if Ethereum, does have a long time to go, but even if it does something like that, don't let me miss that $3, you guys. Right, even here, you're looking like 11K, and then maybe it has to pull all the way back down to 5. Not sure, man. In a super cycle setup, right? If Ethereum's doing its own super cycle, the number is ridiculous. And I want to believe in that, but I have my reservations about it. Like boom, $3. There we go. $3 next week. We got it. There we go. Can't believe it. And we get it in the live stream. Let's go. So cool. Congrats, everybody. What a journey, man. A lot of people who went through a lot of pain. It's $3. It's $3. Okay. Eric Smith, amazing to see 7-year highs on markets this morning. Yes. Oh, dang. Not yet. Good thing I didn't play the frog yet. Boy, that could have happened. Travis S. God bless BCB, his family, and the XRP family. Thank you, Jesus, for giving us the strength to make it through the last 5 years and everything you've taught us. Amen. Travis, thank you. Nael Fernandez, thank you very much. Here since 2018. Man, let's go. Except I started making videos in 2019, but I'm sure you've been here since 2018. Joshua, we're kind of 4,700 people watching and only 1,300 likes. Hit the like button. Stuart Niven, been here since the first few videos. Thank you, Stuart. Or maybe it's Niven. I think you've corrected me on this before, Stuart. Neven. Stuart Neven. Brandon. Thank you for the super chat. Cameron Vaughn, member for 9 months. Thank you. Are you going to stream once this run is over? I don't know. We'll see. Hi. It's Markets in the Morning. We watch everything crash and crumble. I think we did that for 2 years. Stephen Hart, thank you very much. Chris Cushman, BCB for figs. They make moisture probes. Game changer. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I know. And here's what I did. So, I ordered some additional Bitcoin. It's terrible. I have more coming in the mail because I'm like, well, if these ones don't make it, I need to have backups ready to go. All right, Daniel. Daniel Kiegeldy? Thank you. My bag is in an old cold storage. Any tips on how to bring it back on the exchange and what exchange? I don't have any tips for you on exchanges. Kind of a rule I follow. Santiago, my brother. Thank you. Always the man. Sexy Lebanese? Love from Lebanon. I can provide for my family war. Okay. Okay. Vox Games. Why couldn't the lizard get a girlfriend? Because he had a reptile dysfunction. Oh, boy. All right, Daniel, thank you. Santiago Belize, thank you. Sexy Lebanese, thank you. Vox Games, thank you. Mr. Soto, let's talk about XRP Cruise, brother, man. Hey, look, we can't count all of our eggs before they hatch. Just get out. Kathy Southworth, new member, welcome. Gator, gifted 5 BCB memberships. Gator, thank you. Revmo, been watching you for years at this point, and this is the first super chat because we hit $3. Yay. Thank you. CSC Maxi says, thanks, mate. Love you. Top, thank you very much, CSC Maxi. Top Secret 33. I love your face, buddy. Have a drink on me. Cheers. Thank you very much. Nobody Just a Witness. Remember, for 8 months, it's been a long 7 years, BCB. We made it, my dude. I mean, can you believe it? $2.96. We even hit $3. What did we get? 303? 302? There you have it. All right, so we'll see if this is just a quick little flip back to back test that high at 290. And if we keep on chugging along, but boy, oh boy. There it is. December 2nd is broken out and above right now. Somebody said Bitcoin 100K. 99.5. Lots of green in the crypto market. Algo leading the way, followed by Stellar Lumens and XRP. H-bar right behind. ETH is up quite a bit. I saw ETH in the 31s today. Now it's in the 33s. So, holy cow. We had a lot going on today, and still somehow I was able to pull it off. We're at an hour and 5 minutes into this thing. Dude, it's an exciting time. This is crazy. I'm so happy we got to do this live together, that we got to see this. We got to see it hit $3 together. It has only had a $3 price tag on it. Two other days in history. January 4th of 2018 and January 5th of 2018. Otherwise, it has never had a 3 on it, except for those 2 days and today, as we caught it live in the stream. So, very exciting. And let us out go. Matthew Martins, thank you. So, okay. I think that's going to be it. You guys check out the newsletter. It was just published today. It's published this morning. Of course, these things take a tremendous amount of work. It's got a 35-minute audio recording in there that I personally record. XRP hit $3 live on stream. And I'm going to take a little break right here. Probably hit the gym. And then we'll get a video out today. There's no way we can't have a video for today, right? So in the meantime, read the newsletter. Don't forget to hit the like button here on the live stream. And it would just be entirely inappropriate to not finish the day off with. Let's see if we can do this. Hold on.
It is Wednesday, my It is Wednesday.
All right. There we have it. One more quick peek real quick. How you doing? 297. Okay. Keep your eyes on the charts. And keep your eyes on YouTube for a video later today. So, all right. That's it. If you could hit the like button, guys, that's the number one way to support the channel. It's free. It's easy. You just close the chat, hit the like, come back to the chat, hang out, do whatever you want. But, all right. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be... Oh, gotta stop. XP Market gifted 10 BCB memberships. Brother, thank you. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a great one. Bye.